Hello. So I'm finally live on YouTube now. Well, I'm not sure which camera. Oh, there must be that one. Right, now ignore that clock at the back and maybe not showing the correct time. I already know that. I already know that, and I think I've dealt with my nasal hair problem. And as I understand it, I'm not talking quickly enough. Or alternatively, some people are not listening carefully enough. So today, I want to make the point that we do not live in a democracy. We live in a country that has a voting system and constituency boundaries and numbers that are utterly undemocratic. The reason I say this is that if there were only 10 voters, 10 voters, then two of those voters are running the country. And the way the voting system is, first past the post, that is why this situation prevails. Now, the majority of voters don't vote. So the way to cut through this ridiculous situation that we find ourselves in, and all you've got to do is switch the telly on and look at these bloody clowns in Westminster with their rigmarole, Mr. Speaker, the poisoned dwarf, the ridiculous Prime Minister's question times every day. I've got a message saying that my connection is unstable, but never mind, we'll persevere. Turn that on. So, as I was saying, yeah, Prime Minister's question time every day, well, every weekday. One gets up and comes up with some bloody stupid statement, and then the leader of the opposition gets up and comes up with another equally ridiculous statement, and everybody falls about laughing. And it really stems from the public school debating societies from which all the MPs came in the past, and things have never altered. We still go through the farcical daily proceedings in the Commons, which range from, if it's voting on their pay packets and bloody pension schemes, you probably get a full house. If it's voting on some vital issue to the benefit of us poor downtrodden masses, then there'll probably be about 2 or 3 of them turn up, while the rest of them are in the bar. So, given that the majority of people don't vote, we need to get on the ballot paper an option that these people who rightly say that their votes don't count, like, for example, in my constituency of Bolton South East, it's been Labour for as long as I can remember, and if you're not a Labour voter, you might as well not bother voting because you know what the outcome of the election is going to be. So if there was an option on the ballot paper that said our constituency party candidate, so in Bolton South East, that would be me, and I'd have been going around canvassing, talking to people and trying to persuade them that the MP, the Labour MP that's been nominated, may or may not live in the area, The Conservative MP that's been nominated may or may not live in the area, might have come from Bognor Regis or whatever. But he will certainly be a candidate that's been selected by the party that he represents. And there are only two real main parties. The rest of them are a waste of space. Scottish Nationals have lost most of their MPs. The Lib Dems are led by absolute morons like Nick Clegg, who thinks he can lie through his teeth to people about numbers and that people won't see through it. I know Nick Clegg's not the current leader, but I just can't remember. I just can't bring to mind the name of the current leader. But he's equally moronic. So that only the two, the Labour Party and the Conservative Party, are calling the shots. So if we can have a party that can appeal to those people who don't vote, then we've got a chance of making a significant dent in every constituency, because in every constituency, even though there are only a number of what they call marginal seats that change colour during a general election, and they really dictate who's going to be in power. All the rest of the seats are sort of painted red or painted blue, and they're never going to change unless we can persuade the people who don't vote to vote for this new party, our constituency party. And in between now and when the next general, I'm hoping that we can get enough MPs together from constituencies across the country, and I'll go into how we will fund that at some later stage. But in every constituency, we need a candidate for the MP, and I would suggest that he would need to be a competent business person who's not had all his training and so on in politics through universities and what have you, but has actually done a real job. And this person will want to see changes in the current parliamentary setup. And so if the 30–40% who don't vote are going to put their vote for this guy, that's really going to put the bloody wind up the current bunch of half-wits. Now, they're not all half-wits, I know that. I quite like Rees-Mogg, although he's not going to appeal to somebody from the north because he just talks a bit too posh. It's sad that affects some people's view of him, but that's life. So as I go along, and I've done a couple of Facebook Live things where I'm suggesting this party, but as yet, the only comments I've had back have been about me talking too slowly, talking not loud enough because people can't hear me. So I hope if you can't hear this, I don't know why, because I'm only a few feet from the microphone and I'm talking reasonably loudly without shouting. And my nasal hair, which I've now sorted out. So please, if you are at all interested, wherever you may be in the country, in this new approach, and what's sparked me off on this is that Falmouth and Kersey, there's a local that have got a few councillors now who represent who the voters of this ward voted in. They won by quite a significant number of votes and ousted the lifelong Labour seat. And it's put the wind up Bolton Metropolitan Borough in the same way that I'm hoping that we can put the wind up Westminster. I don't see any reason why, if all these people who don't bother to vote because they say their vote doesn't count, turn out and vote for the candidate who's promising them a real change, and we get a majority of MPs in Parliament, we will be calling the shots, and we will be able to do all the things that we will develop in our manifesto, like dismantle the House of Lords and stop giving away billions and billions of pounds to allegedly third world countries and despots like Zimbabwe, where the ruling elite have been squandering the aid on mansions and cars and yachts and so on for decades, and still we shovel the bloody money at them. So, as I say, we'll develop that as we go along, and I'm going to sit back. I'll continue to make my my broadcasts on as I develop various things that the party would campaign on, but hopefully people will start following me, and some people come forward to decide to join the party, and if not become an MP, simply join the party. Okay, so I'm going to end this now. Hope you can hear me. Hope it was the connection wasn't too bad, such that you couldn't carry on listening. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.